Hello, my name is Professor Godfrey, and I teach Information Systems 100 and 102 classes at Brigham Young University. Some students have been asking about how to do two of the hardest questions within Excel and with the assignments. So what I'm going to do is show you for assignment 3, the logic and reference. I'll show you how to do the HLOOKUP question here. And then for assignment number 6, where it asks for the federal income tax rate, I will show you how to do the federal income tax and calculate it for if you're single or if you're married. Let's jump in and give you some help. So a VLOOKUP is normally you give it some sort of information, like for this one it's saying give me the number of, or the distance so to speak, and then give me the number of days it's going to be, and as well give me the price. And that one makes kind of sense. You look down, this one has 845. Oh, this one's 800, so we know at least we need to charge them 8 days of shipping to ship that item. And then also for the price as well. This one, we can look up, there's a distance of 421, which is greater than 400 or less than 800. Therefore, it's going to be 7 days at 150, which we can see here. The HLOOKUP one, normally what you'll use is, say for example, looking up information in a horizontal way. But this question's harder because you can see it looks like a VLOOKUP. It's kind of like a nasty HLOOKUP with a nested VLOOKUP in a way. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. So let's delete this stuff and do it. The idea behind this one is we're first going to go and we're going to look up the color, and then what we'll do is we'll make the cells, we want to drag this down, so this cell will be relative, and we're going to look up a certain table already. Now what we want to look up is we actually want to copy the whole table. In VLOOKUPs you usually don't have the column headers included. HLOOKUPs you do, because that's where the column you're looking up, is it blue or is it red, so you want to include this. And you also want to go ahead and make this, by pressing F4, a absolute reference, because you don't want the table to move. As you drag this down to other cells, you want this table to remain fixed. Now normally on a row index number, you would basically say, I'm going to choose row 3, but in this case, this is where it becomes kind of like a VLOOKUP. We're actually going to choose a certain column number here, this one, this number. So what's going to happen is it's going to go and say, I want to have lookup for red, and then when you find red, look up the number shipped and then give me that value. So it's a HLOOKUP by looking between blue and red, and a VLOOKUP by looking this up here. So we'll choose that, and then the range lookup will be true because we do not want we want an approximate match, a non-exact match basically. Close enough. So we hit enter. Should be 800 for the price. If we look, yep, if it's red, number 4 shipped, it's 800. Let's drag this down. I double click that little fill handle there, and we can see that for a blue item that was shipped, that had 10 items shipped, we look at blue, 10 shipped is 1,100. And that's how you do that crazy hard problem there. Let's move on to the next hard one, modeling basics. The idea behind this one is that we're going to use a nested VLOOKUP. We'll use an if statement with a nested VLOOKUP and another VLOOKUP. It gets a little complex, and so the trick to this is you basically break it down. You'll start by saying if equals married. You're going to do something. We'll just put an empty string for now. And right now there's nothing. So we could say if married, you get a tax break. If you're not married, you get no tax break. And if we change this to be single, it changes. So you can see it's no tax break. The reason you do it this way is it helps break things down. And now we know we have the if statement working, we can work on the next two parts. So that was an if. We'll do a VLOOKUP, another VLOOKUP, and then we'll combine them. VLOOKUP, like we mentioned earlier in this video, is we're going to look up a table based off a certain, a certain amount. So what we're going to do, it says in the assignment to go and, well, let's hit cancel. Calculate the federal tax rate. It's a function of the adjusted income and the marital status, and refer to the proper table is basically what it says. So let's go look at that adjusted income, and we'll say VLOOKUP, and I hit tab, the adjusted income. So we're going to look up this value, comma, and we're going to do it if it's married. So we'll take this table. This one, it doesn't matter if it's relative or absolute because we're not dragging up and down or left and right. We're going to look in the second column for the rate. And again, we want it to be true. You use true when you want a close match, and you use false when you do, you're looking up the exact match, like a customer ID, a sales order ID, an exact sales amount, that kind of thing. And we hit enter. And we know that for 2,311, if you're married, you should have a tax rate of 15% because it's not greater than this number, which we have. And we can do a quick test. We could say if we made $80 per hour, we now make $6,400, which is greater than that, so it's 25%. With me so far? Okay, let's do the next one. I'm going to blow through this because it's on YouTube, and you can look this up whenever you like. Again, we're going to look up the adjusted income on the single table, column 2, and true, and be done. It's the same, but you can see here they're looking at different tables. And if we change this again to be 80 bucks an hour, let's do 90. We'll do some tests. There we go. At 7,300-ish, that one would be 28%, but that would be 25, and we know that these are working, so that's a good test. And lastly, we combine them. I'm going to go and take this logic. The only problem is we need to change this to be C5. And we're going to get rid of these. Actually, let's do this. When you copy a formula, or when you nest a formula into another one, you do not have the equal sign. The equal sign means this is a formula, but you've already declared the equal sign, so I'm just going to copy that without equal signs. Hit escape, come down here, get rid of all this, paste it, hit enter, come back and take this one, copy, escape, paste it, and there you go. That is how you do it. So what I would do is you copy this, come down to this one, equals, paste, and we did it right, which we did, we get 15%. And that's how you do the two hardest problems in all of IS 100 and 102. I hope that you found this useful, and if you have questions, feel free to email me or send me any questions, or even the TA questions as well. And you can do so at isys.excel@gmail.com. Basically ISIS with an Y, isis.excel@gmail.com. Okay, thanks, and have a good day. Goodbye.